Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, if you ever wanted to see the rarest car that Fleming's Ultimate Garage has ever had, this may quite honestly be the one. 70 Torino GT Convertible, right? GT Convertible, one of 14 built that look like this. One of 14. I don't know the exact number of Torinos, say it's 100,000 plus, right? One of 14. Of those 14, how many are left? This, right? Going to a car show, the likelihood of you ever seeing this car ever again at another show, driving down the road, in another country, is very slim. That's why I'm so excited about it. I wanted to take a minute and walk around with you. And then you throw in some great features like the other cars that may not have, things like shaker hood. Shaker hood adds a huge, huge value to a car. That is a great looking feature, regardless of whether it came from the factory or not. It's a must have. And I always talk about my coffin needing hood pins and a couple other things. I think probably I'm gonna get a shaker hood for it as well. That is the coolest muscle car piece, along with hood pins, ever to exist. All right, so then we finally detail the car a little bit, and we go down here and we talk about the Magnum 500. So the Magnum 500 on a Ford is an all chrome wheel. It doesn't get a trim ring like, say, a Chevelle might or something like that. This laser stripe right here, believe it or not, is reflective. So at night, it changes colors as well. And as you walk around, this car has such great lines. It's a beautiful car, especially thrown into the convertible mode. And come check out the styling back here as well. Not to mention the great sound that it makes. The honeycomb taillight trim panel that goes across there. This is one of those great cars you go to the beach in, or you go out with another couple or two. You can fit up to 6 people in this car, man. 6 people in a muscle car convertible. Think about how great that sounds, right? So you're walking around, you're doing your thing, you're getting in the car, maybe you're at the beach or what have you. Everybody piles in. You can imagine dinner is significantly different in this car, right, than it is in, say, maybe your Odyssey minivan. We all have to have a minivan. We all have to have an SUV or something like that. But when you get in this car right here and the rumble and you roll on down the road and you park that car in front of that cool restaurant, maybe the Lobster Roll place, wherever it is you fancy people might go, right? The Lobster Roll place, they're gonna put this car out front and they're gonna push the Porsche around the side. Welcome to the Torino Library. Thank you so much for joining us today. Anyway, as we peruse the documentation. So, like the car itself is really cool, but in your office, man, you might wanna throw it together. Let's say you decide to get this car. And you can't have it at work every single day. Maybe you can, but most people would not. They'll drive it once in a while to work. Maybe you frame some of this. This is a 1971 original brochure for this car. Look at that. There's the car there in the coupe form without the shaker hood, right? Look how much better this car looks in convertible form, right? Okay, so you got that. This is kind of a wiring diagram. I'm not sure you're ever going to use this. This is kind of cool. This is original paint codes, right? Grabber yellow car. This is a high impact color, which makes it even more rare. It's like grabber blue or grabber yellow, all right? Had a host of those high impact colors. Then this is the Marti Report right here, right? Come on up here, it's one of 14. One of 14. And this is a great piece because it authenticates the car. You know, you say, like we sell a lot of GM cars that you can't authenticate, right? And people are always asking, well, do you have a build sheet? Do you have a protective plate? Do you have this documentation? Do you have this? Do you have that? You have this. Here, we don't need to worry about that. We got this. We know exactly what this car was born with, and we know exactly what this car had, and we know exactly how rare this car is. And that's what makes this so great. And that's why you're going to continue to see this be one of those blue chip investments that continues to go up. Full-size convertibles, right, are getting really, really expensive, just like the Chevelles and other things like that. So anyway, just throw that out there. The documentation is just one other piece of the puzzle that makes this such a great car. Right, so this is where the car shines even more. Lots of convertibles back in the day, very few had air conditioning because air conditioning was very expensive at the time, right? Here we have factory AC in here. Factory AC and working factory AC. Shaker hood there with the correct air cleaner and the drain hose like it's supposed to be so that the water drains onto here and down there, not inside the engine compartment. Battery topper, the correct auto light regulator. All nicely detailed with decals, stickers, wiper motors redone, power brakes in the car, power steering in the car, all these things you forget to ask about in these cars because you think today's modern car comes with it. These old cars did. They did not. They did not. A lot of cars don't have that kind of equipment. This does. It's loaded and loaded with equipment from the factory, and it's really nice. And I love the little bit of decal and everywhere, just so if you decide you want to go to a car show, you could go to a car show in this car, and this car is going to stand out because you're not going to see another one like it. All right, Colin and I were just talking about some stuff. It was very funny. You should have been here for it. It was hilarious. We're still laughing. Anyway, come check this out. I know you're saying, well, the trunk, who cares? Show me the rest of the car. Well, you need to see the effort that goes into the whole car, because the whole car is built around all the little pieces. Because a lot of people say, wow, that's a great looking car, but they never really know why it's a great looking car. So for instance, let's say you went to a car show, you wanted to open the hood. Check this out in here. Look at the detail in here. Jacking instructions in here. Full-size spare, matching, right? Trunk mat like it's supposed to. New gaskets and weather stripping. The jack is detailed and painted. And you say, wow, Tone, the jack is detailed and painted. Who cares? All right, I'll tell you who cares. I care, because this setup alone right here cost me probably $1,000. By the time I buy a tire, a wheel, find a jack, get somebody to paint it and restore the jack and what have you, right? Shipping, all that stuff, and get it put in the car, it's probably $1,000 by the time it's all done. So it's really, really a nice feature to find it detailed like this, and that's the way you should get it. All right, so come on in here. How great looking is this white interior? All right, so this dash, for instance, 120 mile an hour speedometer, air conditioning standard in here, because this is an air conditioning dash, right? You have the vents and things. Original stereo here, right? Factory tach. Check this out, man. It's called a ribbon tach. And so because it goes like this instead of in the dial, and that's their 8,000 RPM tach, right? So what we do for a lot of people, okay, is this. Inside this glove box is a hidden digital sound system, right? So it keeps your dash looking all stock, right? But you can stream music from your phone, you can plug in, you can listen to satellite, whatever it is you want, and that's really nice. If I was going to change anything on this car, if you wanted to, and you don't have to at all, is I'd probably put the Moto Lita steering wheel that you'd get on some of the Mustang GTs and things like that. That would be one awesome, awesome touch. Ask us, we can probably help you get that done. You get that done before we actually ship it to you. Anyway, things like the lights are working on there, the gauges work like they're supposed to, because this has a temperature gauge and it has a tach. It's not just like idiot lights everywhere. And look how beautifully restored all the knobs and switches and things like that. Everything, black carpet, the beautiful white interior. Check this out, man. I can't reach across there to unlock it, but you can just kind of see how nice and roomy everything is. I have a seat slid all the way back with a ton of room up here. Can you imagine 2 other couples or your kids going for a ride in this cool car? It will be so much fun. I want to show you a couple of little things. Listen, are these cars perfect? No, they weren't perfect when they were new, but these are the things that we try to do to make sure that when you get in the car, you can go for a drive. For instance, this had newer front tires and older back tire set, right? And in that, it probably would have passed state inspection, but they were dry rotted. They were dry rotted. So I spent the money extra. I shouldn't say I. We spent the money extra here to make a better car, the team here. And so I just want to show you, still got the blue on the white letters there. And you can kind of see how nice the exhaust is and all the detail in there. The underneath of this car is spectacular. You need to look underneath of it, because thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars are spent on the underneath of this car, and that's where you get the drive from. That's why this car drives so well, because the underneath is done. So as we close up this video, man, we're talking about one of 14. Don't know if any others exist. This could be one of one. This could be the only car left in this color combination. And this is a wonderful, wonderful car. It's a restored car. It's a great driving car. And you know what? If you don't love the idea of a bench seat in the car, we can convert it to bucket seats for you. No big deal. I think the bench is cool because everybody has bucket seats in their modern car today, and you just can't get this anymore. But either way, we're happy to fix that for you. Just let us know. We can make anything happen, and detail-wise, I shouldn't say anything happen, but we can certainly make some adjustments on any of these cars. I guess we could make anything happen. I just can't make these fly yet. So that's really, I'm trying to stay away from them. I'm trying to stay analog because I don't want this to be the next hella ride. And I'm rambling on. So hopefully you enjoyed this video of this awesome 71 Torino GT Convertible. You know, and the wonderful sound that these make, they're not like your daily driver. When you start them, they just make this rumble and you can just feel the power in them. Look at the shaker hood shaking around a little bit. Huh? Nice.